Imagine this. It's 2 a.m. Your eyes are burning. Your brain is begging you to sleep. But then, 1 cup of coffee. 10 minutes later, you're alert, focused, and suddenly alive again. Here's the scary part. That coffee did not give you energy. It did not remove your tiredness. Instead, it hacked your brain's sleep system. Today, you will discover how caffeine lies to your brain, why it works even when you're exhausted, and why quitting caffeine can feel worse than getting sick. This is not motivation. This is neuroscience. Caffeine isn't just popular. It's everywhere. Every year, humans consume over 100,000 metric tons of caffeine. That's roughly the weight of 14 Eiffel Towers. Most of it comes from coffee, tea, soda, chocolate, energy drinks, even drinks labeled decaf. In fact, caffeine is the most widely used psychoactive drug on Earth. More than alcohol, more than nicotine. But to understand how it keeps you awake, we need to talk about a molecule you have probably never heard of. Your brain runs on energy. Every thought, memory, and movement uses a molecule called ATP, your brain's fuel. But when ATP breaks down, it leaves behind waste. That waste is called adenosine. Here's the key idea. The longer you stay awake, the more adenosine builds up in your brain. Adenosine's job is simple. It binds to special receptors. It slows down neurons. It makes your brain feel heavy, foggy, and sleepy. In other words, adenosine is your brain's sleep pressure chemical. By nighttime, adenosine levels are high, and your brain wants to shut down, unless caffeine shows up. Here's where the magic happens. Caffeine has a molecular shape that looks almost identical to adenosine. Not the same, just close enough to fool your brain. So caffeine sneaks into adenosine receptors, blocks them, and prevents adenosine from delivering the "you're tired" signal. Important detail. Caffeine does not activate the receptor. It just sits there, like a fake key stuck in a lock. So your brain thinks, I guess we're not tired yet. This is why caffeine doesn't give energy. It hides exhaustion. Caffeine does not stop there. Some adenosine receptors are physically linked to dopamine receptors, the brain's reward system. Normally, adenosine interferes with dopamine. Your mood drops, focus decreases. But when caffeine blocks adenosine, dopamine works better. That's why caffeine can make you feel more confident, more motivated, more talkative, and slightly happier. It's not happiness, it's chemistry. Here's something surprising. Studies suggest regular caffeine consumption may reduce the risk of Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, and certain neurodegenerative conditions. Scientists believe this happens because adenosine receptors affect inflammation and caffeine modulates neural stress pathways. This doesn't mean caffeine is medicine, but it does show how powerful this molecule is. Caffeine also affects your body. It increases adrenaline, mobilizes fat from fat tissue, and improves muscle contraction. That's why caffeine appears in fat-burning supplements, pre-workout drinks, and athletic performance research. In fact, from 1972 to 2004, Olympic athletes were restricted from having too much caffeine in their blood. Why? Because caffeine can improve endurance and reaction time. Caffeine is not harmless. It can raise heart rate, increase blood pressure, trigger anxiety, disrupt sleep cycles, and worsen insomnia. And here's the most important part. Your brain adapts. If caffeine blocks adenosine every day, your brain responds by making more adenosine receptors. That's tolerance. This is why you need more coffee over time. 1 cup stops working, and quitting suddenly feels awful. When you stop caffeine abruptly, adenosine floods the brain. Too many receptors activate at once, and neurons slow dramatically. This causes headaches, fatigue, brain fog, low mood, and irritability. The good news is that within a few days, extra receptors disappear, the brain recalibrates, and energy returns naturally. No caffeine required. Caffeine didn't evolve for humans. Plants created it as a natural insect poison and a defense mechanism. In high doses, it's toxic to insects. In low doses, it changes behavior. In humans, we turned a plant weapon into the world's favorite stimulant. Evolution never planned that. So the next time coffee wakes you up, remember this. It didn't give you energy. It tricked your brain into ignoring sleep. If this sparked your curiosity, you're already one of us. Because knowledge grows when it's shared. This is Illuminate Science, where curiosity turns into clarity.